Hello, hello. It's Alicia from Quick and Delish here to show you basically what I'm going to eat for dinner. As soon as I finish plating this, I'm going to eat. Early dinner on Sunday. It's kind of fun to have dinner early or whatever. Brunch on Sunday and then have an early supper. So check this out. This is what I made. I made an enchilada sauce, and I'll share my original recipe in the description box if you click on the title to this video. And then I modified my recipe. And so you check out the original recipe, and then I'll also add like the substitutions like on top of the recipe for this specific video. Okay, so I don't make enchiladas. I just thought creating a recipe. Actually, the origin of my inspiration to make an enchilada sauce recipe was I had a client that I was working with him trying to gain weight because he had lost some weight and unintentionally, and his wife was gluten-free. And so he when he was talking about foods that sounded appealing to him because his appetite wasn't so great. So when he would say like, oh, when I went to this Mexican restaurant and I had these enchiladas, they were really good, and I eat the whole plate. And so I was like, okay, so I gotta come up with an enchilada sauce recipe that doesn't have gluten in it, because some recipes have some flour in it as a thickening agent. Yeah, anyway, so sorry, I don't know. Anyway, you want a thicker sauce. So what I did was, check this out, you're going to be amazed. I used carrots as a thickening agent in this sauce. So carrots add sweetness. And so yeah, you wouldn't think that you could substitute carrots for flour, but in this case you can. And I think it's cool because my job as a dietitian is to basically like squeeze vegetables in wherever I can, right? Maybe you don't know that, but that's part of my job. Like I have a couple hundred different aspects of my job, but one of them is like, how can I squeeze in some vegetables whenever possible and whenever nobody's looking, right? So if you puree the carrots in the sauce, then you can't tell, and which is pretty awesome. So check this out. So I had carrots, but I wanted to make like a double the recipe for enchilada sauce. So I only had like the equivalent of like one large carrot, or these were like 4 small carrots. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't want to use all my carrots in the enchilada sauce maybe I'll try using, I recommend substituting roasted red bell pepper in the sauce as another vegetable to add as a thickening agent. And so I added this whole jar. This is a roasted red bell pepper from Trader Joe's. And it's kind of nice because I like using the whole package. So I like drained out the water, and then I just added the red bell pepper. And so this is the enchilada sauce that I made. It made about 4 cups of sauce, and I just call it what you want. I'm starting to call it yummy yum sauce because it's just so versatile. So because I don't need enchiladas. I just want like an awesome sauce that I can use for multiple reasons. This would be great with any kind of seafood, any kind of animal protein. I'm going to have it with this. I made some braised chicken breast, and see, this sauce got thicker because I seared it like significantly thicker. Look at how thick this is, right? This is how thick I wanted it. And so I intentionally made, this is the original sauce before it went in the oven with the chicken breast. It's very thin. And then after it braised with the chicken breasts, it became extremely thick. So this is exactly what I wanted. Totally part of my goal and intention. Okay, so check out the recipe for enchilada sauce, and here we go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to make. So what I did was I seared 2 large chicken breasts. Chicken breasts are ridiculously large nowadays. Anyway. I'm trying to stay focused here. So 2 large chicken breasts I seared on both sides, salt, pepper, and then I added like the seasoning here is za'atar. And then I poured in 2 cups of my enchilada sauce with the roasted red bell pepper instead of carrots. And I also didn't add tomato paste because I felt like the red pepper was going to add enough of that sort of whatever tomato would add. Depth. I'm just, okay. So I'm gonna just, okay, I have 3 slices of chicken breast here. And what I'm gonna do is, check this out. This is super easy, right? So I have chicken for lots of different meals in the future. I could probably get out, I could get, depending on what else I add, if I add, like, I have this pot of lentil mung bean, a Moroccan spice lentil mung bean stew. It's very thick. And so I'm going to mix my animal protein with my plant-based protein to get a variety of proteins, which is one of my favorite strategies. Lots of hearty fiber in that stew. So I'm just adding, I'm not having a salad. I'm adding like 2 large handfuls of this Power Green mix by Earthbound. And what I really like about this mix is you can have a salad or you can have it cooked. Where spring mix, you're not going to cook spring mix, but this is versatile. And so it's just limiting when you have just like lettuce. I mean, you can use lettuce in lots of different ways. As a garnish, to add vegetables, or as a salad. But it's a little bit more limiting than these types of greens. And there's like baby Swiss chard and baby, lots of different greens. Spinach and baby kale. Okay, so I just finished making this Moroccan stew, and I'm going to put about maybe 3/4 cup of it on here. And then, let's see, I'm going to add some of this silly, it's not really silly, this enchilada sauce. I'm going to rename it. Maybe it'll just be like quick and delish, yummy forever. I'm game. If you have any recommendations for any ideas of what to call this, I'm game. So just cleaning up the lip here of the plate. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. I think this looks fantastic. So lentils don't look so gorgeous because they're just gray. But there's basically half of the pot was carrots, onion, celery, and then garlic. And then I added mung beans, the brown lentils, and some red lentils. And so it's like a very hearty stew. And I added preserved lemon, ground coriander, cumin, and za'atar, and a little bit of oregano. I think that's all added, and salt, pepper, and it's delicious. And so you could add whatever you want to your lentil soup or stew. So I like to make it thick because then I have more options. So here we have it. This is my dinner. So I have vegetables in the stew, and then I have my leafy greens on the outside, and then there's red bell pepper in the sauce. So I got lots of different colors of vegetables, and there you have it. So I encourage you to try the enchilada sauce recipe. We'll rename it at some point. Tell me what you think I should call it. Maybe the red pepper one should be called, quick and delish red pepper sauce. So, I mean, it's a chili-based sauce, but it's not spicy. This one I actually ended up putting a little bit more chili ancho in it, so it is a little bit, it's like somewhere between mild and medium heat. And I just use, my local grocery store. I have a little market in my neighborhood. These are the Paradise Blend chilies. So this is the chili ancho that added some heat. But for the mild version of the enchilada sauce, I use a California chili, which is very mild, and it's not going to make this sauce spicy at all. So so the carrots and I add some raisins to the sauce to make it a little bit sweet. So that's how I add sweetness to sauces and stews and braises. And so adding some dried fruit or fresh fruit is an awesome way to add that sweetness. instead of adding just regular sugar. So you're adding more nutrition when you add fruit, which is awesome. You're like, crossing off lots of check marks on the list of like healthy eating. So I added these like super moist raisins that are super delicious. Not all raisins are delicious. Some of them are very hard, and they might have even added sugar added to them. And so I like to choose ingredients that I'm in love with, that I know taste great. So cool. Cheers. Last but not least, I was going to share, one of my clients dropped off like 30 Meyer lemons. Meyer lemons are in season here in San Francisco in the Bay Area or California. And so I got to figure out how to use a ton of Meyer lemons. I have like 30 of them. So, oh my gosh, if you've never smelled a Meyer lemon, you should smell them. They're sweeter than Eureka lemons, which are more acidic, which are the common lemon that we know of, the pedestrian lemon. And but they are fantastic. They're just a different type of lemon. Both Eureka and Meyer lemons have, a completely different purpose. If you want to add acid to something, add a little bit of cider vinegar or some kind of other vinegar. But for Meyer lemons, wouldn't add as much. So I could totally finish off my meal with a little bit of lemon, which is super awesome. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my dinner. Quick story behind my shirt. Marie Kondo, she's like, if you don't wear it, if you don't love it, whatever. If you haven't worn it for however many years, there's a bunch of different strategies so that we don't become hoarders. And so I haven't worn this shirt in like many, many years. And so I pulled it out and I was like, well, if you don't wear it, then you got to get rid of it. So I'm wearing my cowgirl shirt. I used to wear it with a jean mini skirt. I got to get a new jean mini skirt. So cool. I hope, please, you're going to fall in love with this recipe and enjoy it. I would love to hear your comments on, how you could use the sauce. You could add it to eggs, huevos rancheros instead of salsa. You can make this. And I like to freeze it in like 1/2 cup or 1 cup portions in the freezer, and then you have sauce for the future. When in doubt, make the recipe, the original recipe or the modified version. Just make one recipe, see what you like. If you might need to add some more, vinegar, some more salt, whatever, some more heat, some more chili, a hotter chili, spicier chili, fresh chili, jalapeno, serrano, whatever you like, and then modify it and then like double the recipe so that you have more sauce in the freezer to set your future self up for success. Okay, cool. This is it from me signing out. Toodles. This is Alicia from Cookin' Delish. Until next time, peace out.